Hi, everyone. It's Monday, 19th of July. Great to see everybody here. It's a nice, warm, sunny day in Geneva. Finally, we have some sun. We've had a lot of rain recently. Today, we're going to be using a block. You can see I've got my block here. However, if you don't have a block, you could use a cushion, or you could use a rolled up towel or a nicely tightly folded towel, okay? We're gonna be working on the upper back, and we'll get there in just a moment. To start, I'd like us to do our breathing exercises, which are always super important. So come into a seated position. You can either sit on a little chair, or you could sit on your block or on a pillow or on the towel. Once you're in the seated position, I want you to take your hands, and I'm just going to show you here. Take your hands at your waist, and I want you to find the waist where your belly button is and around the body, okay? And the first thing we're going to do is take our thumbs and grab the tissues at the back body, the lower back, and pull them forward to the belly button. So we're going to do that about 5 times. It actually feels super good, and it's really nice for your low back. So you pull it around and pull towards the belly button. Okay, pull around and towards the belly button. And what this does is it brings the transversus abdominis, the deep, deep muscle, it stretches it a bit, along with some of the oblique muscles that have the attachments at the low back as well. So for those of you who've just joined, we're taking our thumbs around the low back and we're drawing them forward towards the belly button. Keep going with that a few times. And you'll see that the sensation it gives is quite a nice one. And it also creates curve in your low back, which we need for our breathing exercises. Do it one more time. And now keep your hands around your waist. So the middle fingers will be very close to the belly button, and the other fingers are spread out around the waist and in front of the belly. The hands, the crook between the thumb and the index, are right at the sides of the waist. And I want you to squeeze in a little bit with the hands. Draw your elbows forward a little bit so it rounds up our upper back. Lift your chin and your chest. And take some deep breaths to the point where you can feel the hands moving. So you'll feel all those extra auxiliary muscles expanding as you breathe in and contracting back inwards as you breathe out. This is to be absolutely sure we are deep massaging the organs. So let's keep going with that. About 5 of those deep breaths. They don't have to be big breaths, just deep. So these are the main breathing muscles that we're working. When you breathe through the chest and the upper back and the ribs, those are actually what you can call the emergency breathing muscles. So we're taking our nervous system from the fight-flight system into the rest and digest system. It's calming the nervous system down. And our brains work better in the rest and digest, as well as the muscular system. They work better in the rest and digest. So we want to get there. Just with these deep breaths. One more time. Good. Now you can bring your hands down and notice the sensation that you have now in your breath. Just take a couple of deep breaths here without directing the breath anywhere. Just let it happen. Now, take your hands and place them at your shoulders. And we'll take some nice deep breaths. And as you breathe in, raise your elbows as high as possible next to your head. And as you breathe out, draw them back behind you as far as possible. We'll breathe in, we'll raise the elbows. And breathe out and bring them down and back behind. Excellent. 3 more times. Make it a nice slow movement. And let's do one more. Elbows come up, forward, and around and back. Good. Now raise your arms to the sides and cross your arms in front of your chest and grab your shoulder blades, or as close as possible, bring your fingers towards each other at your upper back. Good. Lower your chin down towards your arms. And now take some deep breaths. See if you can feel your fingers spreading apart as your rib cage expands and recontracts as you breathe out. Let's do that a few times. Deep breaths. At the same time, you're still breathing into the belly. You're still keeping curve at the low back. Sometimes just taking these breaths into the upper back can release tension in the upper back. One more deep breath in and out of the nose. Good. Lift your chin, uncross your arms, place your hands on your thighs, and we'll just turn the head from side to side. Go as far as possible. And then we'll do some nodding with the head. Bring the head back to neutral, and we'll lift the chin as high as possible. No tension in the neck, please. And lower the chin down towards the chest. Keeping the chest lifted, we're just mobilizing the neck and the head. And by the way, I've spoken before about the vestibular system, which is your balance system, just above and behind the ear. And it's attached onto the muscles of the neck. So when you work the muscles of the neck, your balance is also worked. The vestibular system is also worked. Okay, bring the chin back down to the chest and raise your head again. Good. Somebody asked me the question the other day, the vestibular system, yes, is responsible for things like vertigo. If anybody has ever gotten vertigo before, where not vertigo, fear of heights, but vertigo, the nausea vertigo, those are the crystals that are created in the vestibular system. And doing these neck exercises regularly can help prevent that, okay? And it can keep our vestibular system working properly. Come onto your mat and take the pillow or your block, and we're going to place it at the upper back. So when you're on your mat, we want to get the block placed this way. If you followed my classes at some of the organizations, you know this position. So the block will be here at your upper back. And this is an absolutely beautiful, relaxing position. So get yourself situated with the block at your upper back or the pillow at your upper back. I want you to clasp your hands together because I'm not quite sure how everybody's neck is today. So let's all do the same thing. Clasp your hands together, cup your head so it's supported, and you'll just let the head sort of roll back a bit until you can feel the chest opening. You don't have to get your head all the way to the floor, so you can support it with your hands. And you'll feel that there's a nice big opening at the chest, even of the upper bit, abdominals, the ribs open up, and you can take some deep, slow breaths here. And for me, actually, I just had my upper back, it just cracked. So I got some tension released from between the vertebra of the upper back. Feels really good. Now, as the days are getting hotter here, we're going to move a little bit more slowly, get into some deeper exercises. And of course, work the muscles a little bit more. So we're not going to push ourselves too hard in the cardio part of the class, but we'll get a nice workout nonetheless. All right, lift your head, using your hands, lift your head back up, and you'll roll onto your right arm. Just roll over and off the block, place the block to the side, We'll be using it later. And roll back onto your back. Stretch your arms and your legs on the floor. Reach your arms far behind you, point your toes, and lengthen your body from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes. Take a deep, deep breath in. And then we'll raise the knees up to the chest. Grab a hold of the knees. Rock from side to side. Right arm to the right ear. Roll to your right hand side. Lifting up from the side. Let's swing our legs around and come up onto our hands and knees. So the hands are underneath the shoulders and the knees are underneath the hips. Let's take a deep breath in and curl the spine, look skyward. And then as you breathe out, round, look to your belly button. And again, we'll breathe in, curling, breathing out, rounding. Once more, let's breathe in and curl. Breathe out and round. Come back to a flat back, and we'll stretch our right leg behind us, left arm out in front, fingertip touching the floor of the left hand. Raise the left arm, right leg, breathing in and breathe out. And so these are some of the classic back exercises. We're stimulating the muscles in the back. Keep your head lifted, breathing in and out. 2 more times. Breathe in and out. Here comes the last one. And then bring the hand and the knee back down. And we'll change sides. Left leg out behind, right arm out in front, fingertips touching the floor. And let's go. We breathe in and lift, breathe out and lower. Taking your time, breathe in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. 2 more times. Lift, extend, breathing out. Once more. And bring the hand and the knee back down to the floor. Open your knees nice and wide. Sink back onto your heels. You can reach your arms far out in front of you, and you should feel that stretch in the low back and the opening of the hips. Forehead can come down. Take a couple of deep breaths. From here, lift your head, look forward. Come up onto the hands and knees. And we've got the hands farther out in front of us. We're going to take the bowstring, the engaging bowstring positions. So bring your knees in hip width. Allow your back to curl. Lift your chin. Let your hips lift up behind you and do some bounces backwards. So back and forth. This is actually engaging the muscles in the back body. It's going to help with the knees, the positioning of the hips, as well as the positioning of the low back. Let's lift our right knee, bring the right foot down onto the floor next to the left, but the right knee points out towards your right. Raise the palm of your right hand and bounce back again. Head is lifted, looking forward. 3, 2, 1. Bring the hand back down, lower the right knee, and we'll do the left. Raise it up, left foot on the floor, left hand out in front, palm lifted, fingertips down, bounce back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring the hand back down, bring the knee back down, crouching cat. Tucking your toes under, let's raise the hips up. Let the hips rise nicely, get a long, long belly. Bring your shoulders forward so they're almost over your hands and your head is lifted. And let's bounce here, back and forth, back and forth. The knees open as you bounce. 2, 1. Turn your knees to the right and we'll bounce here. Hips go back. 5, 4. You can let your head, your left ear go to the left shoulder. 2, 1. Changing sides. Turn your toes to the left. Let's go. Bounce back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring your feet forward and open your feet as wide as your mat. Walking your hands back, fingertips on the floor in front of you. You're in a deep squat. Hips are tilted up, head is lifted. And let's bounce hips back. 5, 4, 3, arms are straight. That's it. 2, 1, hands onto the thighs. Lift the chest. Good. Sinking the hips back nicely. Get that long belly, okay? Sensation of the belly engaged. Raise your right hand above your right ear. Let's lean to our left. And then we'll bring the left hand onto the right thigh. So you get this crisscross position. Head is pushing back into the right hand, and you'll hold here. Lift and open the throat. Rising back up, uncross the arms, reset the hips nicely far back behind you. Left hand above the left ear. Go over to your right, leaning over, and cross the right hand over so it touches the left thigh. So you get sort of an X position. Lift your head, push the head into the hand, sinking the hips back. Come back to center, hands come back onto the thighs. Bring the right shoulder forward, turn your head to look over your left shoulder. Holding 3, 2, 1. Come back to center, left shoulder forward, look over your right, keep tilting your hips back, feel like your glutes are lifting. 3, 2, that's it, that's good. 1, turning back to center, push off your thighs to lift your body. Keep the knees slightly bent, keep the hips behind you, keep the chest lifting, raise your arms up in front of you. And we're gonna do some squats here, sinking down and up. And when you sink, your arms lift like they're on a counter. So you're sinking back, but the arms stay on the same position. That's it. 3 more times. 2 and 1. Straighten up completely to release. Step your feet in first and then forward. You're at the front edge of your mat. Find your perfect posture. The knees are soft. Yeah, that's it. Good, Ivana. Knees are soft. Chest is lifted. Good, Evelyn. Shoulders are widening. Feel like your hips are behind you. They should be behind you and lifted. Feel like the ribs are lifting away from the hips. You get a long belly. The chin is lifted and the neck is engaged. Hands at your heart center. And we're gonna start moving, everyone. Let's go. Deep breath in, rise up, stretch long. And then as you breathe out, bend at your knees, bend at your elbows, let yourself fold all the way down, fingertips down to the floor. Take big steps back until you're at a plank position. Knees are soft, chest lifted, belly long. Lower your knees down. If you want to, you can lift your feet. Open your hands, and let's just do 1 push-up. The chest goes all the way to the floor and rise back up. All the way down now. Point your toes, hands under the shoulders. Widen the shoulders out to the sides as you rise to a cobra. Draw your throat and ears back. Bring your chest back down. Push up onto the hands and knees. Tucking the toes under, you can take down dog or crouching cat, whichever you wish. Lift your chin. And just here, everyone, I want you to lift your right leg. Keep the knee bent. If you're in down dog or crouching cat, doesn't matter. Lift it and then bring it back down. Step yourself forward. Feet hip width, knees bend, hands to the thighs. Help your back to lift yourself up. Raise your arms by your ears, chair position, and then all the way up to standing, hands to the heart center. We'll do that again. Deep breath in, rise, stretch long. Breathing out, bend at the knees, elbows, everything folds. Stepping back to a plank position. Nice, nice, strong plank. Knees come down, feet can come up. Open your hands, one push up. All the way down. Pointing your toes, hands under the shoulders now. Cobra. Bring your chest back down. Onto the hands and knees. Take either down dog or crouching cat. And raise your left leg up, the knees bent. Bring it back down. Step yourself forward. Bend your knees low, taking a chair position, arms by your ears. Coming up to standing, hands to your heart center. Very good, everyone. Let's do it again. Same thing. Deep breath in, rise. Breathing out, let's fold. Plank position, get yourself in a strong plank. Knees come down. If you want, feet can come up. Open your hands, one push up. All the way down. Cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. This time, right leg goes up. Then bring it out to the side. Knee is bent. Back up again. And down, stepping forward. Bend your knees low, take a chair. Rise up to standing. Let's do the left side. Deep breath in, stretch long. Breathing out, fold it. Stepping back to a plank. Lower the knees, open your hands. One push up, bring your chest all the way to the floor and back up. Then down, point your toes, rise to that cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Left leg comes up behind you, the knees bent. Up, then out to your left shoulder. Then back up and down to the floor. Step it forward. Hands to your thighs. Take your chair position. And all the way up. 2 more times, same thing. Let's go. Deep breath in, rise. Breathing out, fold. I'm going to come to watch. Step back to a plank position. Yes, good. All right, knees come down. If you want, feet can come up. Yes, open your hands and do a push-up. Beautiful, really good, Lisa. All the way down, point your toes, rising up to a cobra. Good. Push back to down dog or crouching cat. Now, raise your right leg this time and press up to the sky. 3, 2, 1. Now bring it to your right shoulder and pull it to the shoulder. 3, 2, that's it. 1. Raise it up behind you once again. Now this time, step it forward, straight forward till you get to the front edge of your mat. Both feet. Take a chair position. Beautiful. Yes, good, Ivana, and rise all the way to standing. Excellent, Evelyn. Hands to your heart center. Let's go again. Deep breath in, rise up. Breathing out, fold it right down and forward. Excellent. Step back to a plank position. Good. Bring your knees down, feet wide. Yes. Yes. 1 push-up. That's it. All the way down. And let's go up to a cobra. Push back to your downward facing dog or your crouching cat. Now the left leg goes up and you're going to press. 3, 2, 1, and then to your shoulder, press. 3, 2, 1. That's it. Bring it up back behind you. Now swing it forward until you can get it to your front edge of your mat. Step all the way forward. Good. And you get into a chair position. Beautiful. And then come all the way up to standing. Okay, everyone. Very good. Next, Release a little bit, shake out a little bit. I want you to take your block. Place your block at the front edge of the mat. If you don't have a block, use your pillow, okay? A pillow should be enough. I'm gonna put my block flat. Hands to the heart center. Bend your knees and let your hips sink back. So we're in a type of chair position. We're gonna raise our right leg. The foot is flexed. Lift and open the chest. Now it's important here to sink the hips back, because if we lift and tilt the hips forward, it can create a bad positioning of the articulation of the hips. So we want to tilt the hips back. Okay, now let's lean forward, lifting the leg up behind us. Both knees are bent. Keep your right knee bent as well. Lift your chin, holding 3. Stay strong, 2, 1. Now we're going to bring our hands down onto the block, okay, or onto your pillow. Now the fun thing here we're going to do is bring the knee around to the right. Remember, we did this in the warm-up, so you want to bring it towards your shoulder. And if you really want to get into some difficulty and some hard work, you set your hand on the knee, holding 3, 2, 1. Bring the foot back down next to the other. Bend your knees low, take your block, place it between your knees. Squeeze the block or the pillow, hands onto the thighs, lift the chest. Now, it's between your knees, feet hip width, squeeze the block, squeeze. Bring your arms up in a V position and pull back like you're pulling on a muscular machine. So we'll reach, breathe in, breathe out, pull back, squeeze the shoulder blades. Again, breathing in, breathe out. Breathing in, breathing out. 2 more times. Reach, pull back. 1 more time. Reaching and pulling back. Good. Take the block or pillow, place it back down in front of you. Hands to your thighs. Push against your thighs to rise. Back into a neutral position. Good. Hands at your heart center. Sink back into a tiny chair. Raise your left leg out in front of you. The knee is bent. Hips tilt back to protect the hip joint. Holding 3, set your gaze. Chin is lifted. 2, 1. Lean forward, lifting the leg up behind you. Both knees bend. Pull the chest forward. Deep breaths, holding 3, 2, 1. The hands come down. Either you can do it on the floor if you wish, or on your block, or on the pillow. Hold it here for a moment. Now bring the left knee towards the left shoulder. This is the tough part. Left hand onto the left knee if you want to get even tougher. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Bring the foot back down. Take the block, place it between the knees, squeezing the block. Hands on the thighs to lift the chest. Reach your arms in a V position. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Pull the elbows back behind you, working that part of the upper back. 1. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull. Keep squeezing the block or the pillow. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more times. Breathing in. Whew, this is tough. Sink down more if you don't feel it. 1 more. Good. Hands come back down to the thighs. Bring the block back down in front of you. Lift all the way up to standing to release. Good. Hands come back to your heart center. Bend the knees once again. Raise the right leg and cross the ankle over the thigh. So from the front, it looks like this. The ankle's on the thigh, the knee is lifted. Rather than hanging open here, we want it lifted. The hips sink back. We're going to grab the elbows. This is an excellent work for the upper back and the shoulders. Pull against the elbows as if you want to bring your arms apart. So you pull, you lift the chest, you lift your head, and you sink down, and you're holding. 3, 2, 1. Stay here, and we're going to twist to our right as far as possible. You get some of the waist work in there, some of the core work. Good. 3, 2, beautiful, everyone. Stay there. All right, unwind and release to let go. Other side. Hands to the heart center to start. Recenter your feet. Left leg crosses over the right knee. Both knees bend and you sink down and back. Then we'll take our elbows. This time, if you had your right arm on top, place your left arm on top. Grab the elbows. Feel like you're pulling them apart. This is working the upper back. It's going to help a lot with your posture. Lift the chin, draw the throat back. Sink down nicely. 3, 2, 1. Now twist to your left. Working those core muscles. Holding. 3, 2, 1. Unwind slowly. Uncross and release. Good job, ladies. Let's lift the right knee, place the right foot on top of the left thigh. Both knees lift, hips sink back, palms together, thumbs to the crown of the head, elbows point forward. Lift and open the throat and the chest. Look skyward, holding and breathing. This is called infinity pose, my favorite pose. And let's release. Change legs. Left foot on top of the right thigh, just above the knee. Feel your knees lift as your hips sink back. Palms together, thumbs at the crown of the head. Lift the chin, lift the eyes. Feel the back engaging. Deep breaths. And we release. Beautiful, everyone. Have your block nearby. Hands to your heart center. Deep breath in. Let's rise, lifting. And as we breathe out, let's fold. Elbows bend, knees bend, everything bends to come down. Set your hands down and step back to your plank position. Chin lifted, knees bent. Lengthen your belly while you strengthen it. Open the chest. If it's too much for the arms, come onto the elbows. If it's too much for the low back, lower the knees. And we're going to hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Hang on to it. 5. If you need to lower the knees, do that. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees. Open up your knees as wide as the mat, and everybody take a little rest in child's pose. Let your hips sink back. Let your forehead come down and let go. Coming back up onto your hands and knees. Bring your hands back a little bit. Bring your knees in at hip width. Lift your chest, opening up the neck as well by lifting the head. Raise your right leg up behind you. The knee is bent. The foot is flexed. You're pressing deeply into your hands. And we've got our right leg up behind us. We're going to reach our left arm to touch the heel of the right foot. Push down through your right hand so you're pulling the chest away from gravity. Hold it here. Push the heel into the hand. Keep breathing deeply. And release. The hand and knee come back down. Good job. Let's change sides. Left foot comes up. Foot is flexed, knee is bent. Pull your chest away from your hips. Reach your right arm back around behind you and touch the heel. Push the heel into the hand. Lift your chin. Breathing deeply. 3, 2, 1. Come on back down. Tucking your toes under. Take a crouching cat position. Turn both knees to the right and sink down slowly until you can touch your hip to the floor. It creates more of a twist, getting the hip down first, and then the knee touches. Bring your right foot flat on the floor, the knee pointing skyward. Turn your chest forward, turn your head forward, and you've got this very deep twist going on at the belly. Lift the chest away from the hips, lift the chin, and we hold here. To let go, you're just going to unwind a bit and slide your left arm onto the floor until you're on your left shoulder. The head can be on the arm. Right hand out in front of you. Raise your left leg. The foot is flexed. Tilt the hips back so you get this beautiful side bow position. The belly long, the back engaged. Right arm out in front of you. And we're going to raise the leg. Keep the knee bent. Raise it up and down. Just these little pulses up and down. That's it. Good. Now keep the leg up and you'll do little presses. Push with the heel. Little presses. And you're pressing the leg up diagonally. You should feel the entire leg working, and especially the outside of the glute, the outside of the leg, which keeps the knees healthy. Keep the legs straight and we'll pulse up and down. We're activating those muscles, getting them toned, but also active so that they work to keep our joints healthy. Beautiful. Bring the leg down on top of the other leg. Right leg on top of the left. Slide both legs back and roll right onto your tummy. From here, everyone come up onto your elbows. And you can curl, making gentle little fists with your hands, or you could press the palms down if you wish. We're in Sphinx pose right now. Lift and open the chest. See if you can open your shoulders, lifting the chin. And then we're going to gently bend the knees. If you feel, okay, it gets too much into the low back, keep the legs straight and you just press the tailbone towards the heels. If it's okay to go into that deeper arch, bend the knees, lift and open the chest. Feel the belly really stretching. There's also a stretch, of course, of the quadricep muscles. And again, we're engaging the back body. Holding, feel the belly opening up, really long bellies, really healthy belly. One more deep breath in. And bring the legs down first. Then the head comes down and we rest. From here, if you would like to lift your head, you may. Otherwise, you can keep your head down. It's up to you. Separate your feet at least hip width and raise both legs as high as possible. So, of course, you won't have them all the way up off the floor. Maybe halfway up, you can feel the thighs coming up, or maybe just above the knees that come up off the floor. That's fine. Now we're going to bring the legs together, touch the heels, and apart. Together and apart. This is a Pilates exercise. And we're going to go a little bit faster Together and apart, together and apart, together and apart. Now bring the legs apart, release the legs down, bring your forehead down, and now move the hips from side to side just to relax and release the low back. Hands underneath the shoulders, press up onto the hands and knees. Walk your knees forward a bit. And we'll just do a quick cat and cow. So you'll breathe in and let your back curve, and you'll breathe out and let your back round, look to the belly button. Breathe in, allow it to curve. Breathe out, look to the belly button. One more time, let's breathe in and breathe out. Good, excellent back work that we just done. Come back to a flat back, and we'll take crouching cat and do the other side. Tucking the toes under, lift up to crouching cat, hips are tilted upwards. Turn your knees now to the left, and see if you can get the hip down first. It creates a big twist in the belly as you do this. The hip comes down first, and then the knee. Keep your left knee pointing up, left foot flat on the floor. Both hands forward, deep twist in the belly, and you'll hold here, lifting the chest away from the hips. Lift your chin as well. Stay with those deep breaths. 3, 2, and 1. To release, unwind a little bit and slide down onto your right shoulder. The head comes down. Left hand out in front of you. Tilt your hips back. Feel your knees lifting up towards the chest for the side bow position. And we'll raise the leg, pulsing up and down. Lifting and lowering. And it's getting those gluteal muscles, the medial gluteal muscles, which really help to keep the hips healthy and in a safe position. Keep the leg up, and we'll press. Pressing the leg straight. 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep the leg straight now, and we'll lift and lower, up and down, up and down. Just a small movement, leg is diagonal, foot is flexed. 3, 2, 1. Bring that left leg on top of the right. And this time, scoot forward a little bit as we roll onto our backs. Once we're on our backs, make a little fist with your hands, arms up to the sky. Raise both knees, they're at 90 degrees. Let your back curve, belly is long. Let your knees go to the right and your arms go to the left. Turn your head to the left as well. Pull the belly in, come back to center, and we'll change. Arms to the right, legs to the left, back to center, and change. Good. Go slowly, lots of awareness. One more time, each side. Good job. Bring your feet down. And we're just going to do the natural half bridge today. So the feet hip width, maybe a little wider. Elbows into the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades and open the chest. Lengthen your neck. And raise your hips up to a position that you feel, okay, you've got the glutes engaging, you've got your quadriceps engaging, the belly is long, and you're not forcing into your hips. Lengthen out your neck. Press down really well through the elbows. If you like full bridge and you take it regularly, you could set your hands now, come to the crown of your head and come to full bridge. If not, you stay in half bridge for another 5 breaths. Keeping the back curving, keeping the glutes engaging. And always deep breaths. All right, let's raise our arms over the head, reaching from fingers, reaching your fingers way, way back. Lower the back, one vertebra at a time, very, very slowly. Okay. Once the back is all the way down, stretch your legs on the floor, and we're going to work the abdominal muscles from this position, okay? We'll have a couple of different levels. First level, you take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, press your ribs down towards the floor and pull your belly inwards and downwards. Do that again. Deep breath in. Ribs go down, low back goes towards the floor, and you can feel your abdominal muscles really contracting inwards. All right, if this was good enough for you, keep going, same exercise. If you want to go farther, deep breath in. As you press down, start getting some power and raise your arms and the right leg. See if you can get your upper body off the floor. Breathing in, reach behind, lengthen, and then breathing out, lower the ribs, raise the upper body, and left leg comes up. You can still go with the first exercise if you prefer. Breathing in, breathing out, lifting, right leg. Breathing in, breathing out, and we've got the left leg. Now, if you wish, you want to go farther, do both legs. Otherwise, just do one leg. Breathing out, either both or the right leg. Breathing in. We have 3 more to go. Breathing out, either both legs or the left leg. Breathing in, 2 more to go. And here's the last one. Breathe in, breathing out. Good job. Knees to the chest, everyone. Rock from side to let go. Well done. Perfect. Bring your feet flat, knees bent. Raise your right leg to the sky, foot is flexed. Grab behind the thigh. Pull down, pull the thigh down into the earth to create curve in your low back. Nice big circle with the foot. Change the direction of the circle. Foot flexed. Pull the leg gently towards you a little bit. You don't need to go far to be able to feel the deep stretch. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. So both knees point more towards the chest. We're not going to have the right knee pointing out to the side. Just have it closer towards the right shoulder and raise both. Grab behind. And you should feel a good stretch in the right hip. Bring the left foot down to the floor, keeping that right leg crossed there. Arms open wide. Let your knees fall to the right and turn your head to the left. Final twist. Let the right ankle just slide off the left knee. Raise the left knee first, right knee follows. Raising your left leg this time. Grab behind the thigh and root it down, pulling it down into the floor. Have your back curving. Make a nice circle with the left foot. Big circle. Change the direction. Flexing the foot. You can pull the leg towards you if you don't feel a stretch, or you can straighten out your leg as much as possible. You shouldn't have to go very far to find the stretch. Keep the low back curved. Crossing the left ankle over the right thigh. Lift both knees up. Feel like the knees are going towards the shoulders of the chest. Grab behind and hold. And you should feel the stretch in the hip. As much as possible, keep curved in the low back. Bring your right foot down. Let your knees fall to the left, arms wide. Turn your head towards the right. Slide your left ankle off your right knee. Raise your right knee first, left knee follows. Happy baby pose. Grab either behind your thighs, behind your knees, around your ankles, or at the bottoms of your feet. Pull your knees wide, shoulders relax. And then releasing, bend your knees. One leg at a time, stretch your legs onto the floor. Turn the palms skyward, opening the chest, open your throat. Begin taking some more deep breaths into the lower ribs. Getting the diaphragm to move and actually massage your deep organs as you breathe in and out. Consciously now, relax your hands, relax your arms, relax your shoulders. Relax your upper back. See if you can breathe deeply in and out of the upper back. Relax now your feet and your legs. Relax your hips and the low back. And see if you can breathe deeply into the low back. Now imagine all of your deep internal organs. And relax all of the deep internal organs. Just imagine that each of them soften and relax and function perfectly. Take a moment just to imagine a sun just above your chest. And with all that sunshine brings vitality, health, well-being. And imagine that you absorb that sun into your chest. It slowly descends into your heart center. And it shines on every part of your body, giving you that vitality, energy, and well-being. Begin breathing more deeply. And start to move your fingers and your toes. Raise your arms up over your head and stretch from fingers to toes. Good. Raise your knees up to your chest and squeeze your knees against your chest. Perhaps rock a bit from side to side. Excellent. Right arm to the right ear, roll to your right hand side. Blink your eyes a few times. And when you're ready, set your hands down, push down into the floor to lift from the side. Good, and come to a seated position. Beautiful, everyone. Let's rub our hands together. Bring your hands over your face, gently tapping around the eyes. Shake your hands out. One more time. Really get your face stimulated and prepared for the rest of your day. Hands at your heart center. Have a lovely afternoon, everyone. Enjoy the sunshine, and namaste. Good job.